live hospitality talk show. Today is Tuesday, June 20th. It's show number 211. We got a lot to unpack, got a lot to get to. We got a short time. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But yeah, this is a waterfall. I just got back from Africa. We're going to talk about it in a minute. But before I even go any further, I'm going to do the intro. So I'm doing things a little different today. So there you go. Hold on one second. Be patient.
Welcome to On Air with Russell of Hotels, where we talk about everything hospitality, from hotels to influencers and everything in between. We will feature guest interviews with hospitality professionals who will share their experiences. Your host, Russell Edmond, has spent over 25 years in the hospitality industry, beginning his career with Marriott International in hotel operations before moving into the sales arena and becoming a relationship building director of sales and marketing. Russell then went to the other side as a hospitality entrepreneur. He now consults in the hotel and meeting space, which includes being the CEO of Russell of Hotels Group. Did I mention he was a veggie foodie? Yes. Russell is always looking for good non meat eats. Please welcome your host, Russell Edmond.
I'm back. I'm back. Hey, thank you guys so much for joining. I'm changing things up a little bit. That's why I did the intro second. So you saw me first, then I did the intro second, and then came back. So thank you guys so much. It's a show number 211. We're live on YouTube. We're live on LinkedIn. Please feel free to make comments because this is a very interactive show. It's not just me talking, although I can, I'll carry a conversation by myself. But I love it when people interact. It's engagement and all that kind of stuff. So feel free, make comments. At the very minimum, you just make a comment, say, "Hey, Russell, how you doing?" I appreciate that as well. So I see hello. I see Miss Myrna Vasquez. Hey, what's going on, Myrna girl? Let me see who that is. Hold on one second. See, I'm ready today. I'm ready. Annie, Annie as Lanian. Annie Aslanian. Did I say that right? Hopefully I said that right. Thank you so much, Annie. I appreciate you joining and making comments as well. So feel free to make the comments. Thank you so much, Myrna. It's good to be back. It was a great trip. I was gone for 2 weeks. Some of you guys may have known, some of you may not. Hey, Don Michelle Hondell, appreciate you coming on. Some of you guys may have known that I actually went to Africa. I went to Accra, Ghana, for 2 weeks, right? By way of New York, went to New York first for like 16 hours. Had a 16-hour layover, but that was all planned to see New York during the day and then fly out. And then we got to Ghana, Accra, Ghana, like 15 hours later, like at 2:45 in the afternoon or something like that. So, and we hit the ground running, right? So it was definitely a great experience. It was exciting. It was adventurous. It was cultural. It was historical. It could be emotional at times as well, depending on what you were there to do or some of the things that you wanted to see. But it was all worth it. It was great. But the thing is, we could not have done. I did say it right. Okay, thank you so much. I'm glad I can pronounce things right. So sounds fun. Yeah, it was fun. It's exciting. This is a waterfall. It's called the Wili, WLI waterfall. It's in the Volta region of Ghana, which is, Volta region, I was going to say, it's north or south. I don't know. I just know it's in the Volta region, okay? And I know it took about 3 hours to get there from Accra, and it was worth it. So if anyone's been to Ghana before, you know that travel in cars you're not going to get anywhere fast, okay? Let's just put it like that. So it was definitely worth the journey to get there once you see that and you hear the waterfall. But it took, once we got to the place where you park your car, it was probably a 40-minute walk to get there, right? And then you can hear the background, the waterfall and all that, and you see this, and it's kind of like in a ravine, but it's huge. And you can't see this video or the picture, the screen doesn't give it justice because it's pretty tall. So if you follow me on Instagram, if you don't follow me on IG, please do so, and you will see the entire waterfall. But it's amazing. Okay, it was definitely amazing. Definitely worth that 3 hour trip to get there. So, but anyway, and I like I said, we couldn't have done this without. I got to give a quick pub to Travel Old Africa because they're local. They're boots on the ground. They're from Accra or they're from Ghana. They're native to the area. And I couldn't even imagine going through a company that was not as entrenched in the community or in the culture as they are. So it makes a big difference. Okay, it definitely makes a big difference. So I thank Henrietta, who I called Etta. You know what I mean? I wasn't gonna say, oh, Henrietta. No, Etta. I make nicknames for people. Etta. Okay, Etta's the owner. She put together with the help of Sonia, my wife. They put this whole thing together. Okay, so but it wasn't about what they wanted to show us. It's about what we wanted to see. And that's the difference, right? Some tour company, well, this is what we'll show you. No, 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 no. This is what we want to see. This is what we want to do, that kind of thing. So there you go. So it was great. So thank you, Etta. Thank you, Ishmael. Thank you, C, who was Chelsea, but I shortened her name too. So that was C. And then Joel, who was the driver, right? So I appreciate all of them because it was all 4 of them. So it was 4 of them and 4 of us. So it was 8 of us at pretty much most of the times we were there. For the 14 days we were there, it was all 8 of us traveling throughout the countryside of Ghana. And just remember that, just a quick geography lesson, right? Africa is a continent, okay? It's not a country. Ghana is a country within Africa, okay? Accra is a city within Ghana, okay? There's 54 countries in the continent of Africa. So because a lot of people, they'll say, well, you went to Africa, I went to Africa, but they don't know that there's different. Some people, I'm not gonna say everybody, but some people don't know that Africa is not the country. Africa is a continent. There's other continents too. North America, where we live, United States, that's a continent as well. So I just want to give people a little quick geography lesson because some people it's interchangeable. Like Africa, you went to Africa, huh? Okay, it's just one big land. Well, no, it's not. So no, and every country has its own different flavor, feel, vibe, whatever, or what they're known for, or whatever. Cocoa, and I didn't know, cocoa was a big export of Ghana. I didn't know that, right? So they have the cocoa pods, they have trees. In fact, walking towards this waterfall in the forest or jungle, whatever the hell you want to say, they have cocoa trees or whatever, and you can the guide Ishmael he grabbed one of the pods and opened it up and see what it looks like, right? And it's kind of translucent. It's not because it has to dry out, right? And get the color that we're used to seeing, the cocoa beans and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, you actually can suck this thing until it dissolves or whatever, but it was pretty interesting. It was kind of different kind of taste or whatever. So, those are things that you get that if the person wasn't local, wouldn't know this stuff. What about this real quick? What about palm wine? You ever heard of palm wine? Palm wine comes from specific palm trees. I don't know if it's just this. I don't think it's just native to these trees are native to Ghana. I'm not sure, but the people in Ghana know about palm wine. It's basically a natural. I don't know if it's like sap or whatever, but it has a consistency and kind of like a taste of a wine, right? It's clear, but that you don't have to add anything to it. It's fermented. It will get stronger as you have it, as you continue to have it in your refrigerator or whatever. It gets stronger. The alcohol content gets stronger, and it's all natural. They don't add anything to it or anything like that. So that was pretty interesting. And so Ishmael is the one that, hit me to this palm wine because I had never heard of it. I'm like, well, let me taste it. And it was like room temperature. I was like, I think it would probably be better if it was chilled. So he gave me a little bit of it. And the interesting thing was, he said, I have to put a hole in the bottle. So say it was like a bottle like this, right? He put a hole in the bottle. because it expands. The gases within this palm wine expand and will explode, right? Because it is fermented. So you want to make sure that there's has ventilation. I'm like, because I was thinking about bringing something back, right? He said, you can't bring it back. It'll explode before you even get to the plane. I'm like, I didn't know that, right? So, you learn things, but only because this person's local and all that stuff that you get that feel, you get that vibe. And it was definitely, did you get naturally drunk? I was waiting for that, and I knew it would come from Myrna, but I was feeling good. Okay, I was feeling good. We had a day off from touring, right? Because I had to tap out. I'm like, it was a day off anyway, but they still chose to go shopping and go to the beach. I'm like, I can go to the beach at home. I'm not trying to go to the beach, and I don't need to shop. I don't shop at home, so we stayed in the Airbnb. So, and then I had my palm wine. I sat there and watched some movies on Netflix and chill with my palm wine. So yeah, I got my relax on, okay, and definitely I got my natural, maybe a little buzz. I'm not gonna say I was drunk, but I got a little buzz. So it was definitely cool. So, but anyway, thank you again, Travel O Africa, specifically Etta, C, Ishmael, and Joel. Appreciate you guys, and make sure you guys follow them, please. Travel O Africa, they're on Instagram. Actually, Etta is they're on LinkedIn, YouTube, so make sure you follow them and subscribe as well. Boom. Okay, let's moving forward. So, and I'll talk more about it as we go on, and if anybody has questions, feel free to answer questions, but I do have an agenda to go to. Okay, I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But anyway, one of our sponsors, Level Hotel, downtown Los Angeles. It's on South Olive Street. If you ever need to be downtown, stayinglevel.com is the website. Just use that promo code ROH23. That's Russell of Hotels 23. The year 2023. That's what it is. But you get the rate that I would get. Okay, so it ain't gonna be free, but you'll get the rate that I would get. So. And the good thing about these hotels, the average size of a hotel room is about 300 to 350 square feet. These start at 700 square feet, okay? So they're 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartment, condos, townhouses, however you want to put them. They all have washers and dryers. They all have kitchens. They all have balconies. How many hotels have, every room has a balcony? I can't tell you. It's not that common. And the thing of it is, they're priced like a hotel. So, it's not overly priced, it's whatever the average rate is for all hotels there. It's going to be within there. So it's a great deal. People don't know about it, but check out, if you're ever downtown, need to be at the convention center, you got business downtown, you're taking your kids to USC, not too far from there, you go in the crypto arena, whatever, to watch the Lakers or Kings or Sparks or whoever, check out Level Hotel. Okay. Boom. Okay. So once again, this is called the Willie Waterfalls, and it's in the Volta region of Ghana. And okay, let's get into the industry. Let me just check to see. Did you get? Okay, now I already read that one. I'm just looking at the comments here. So feel free to make the comments and keep them coming, and I will keep talking about them. So Don Michelle Hondell, appreciate you. And once again, Annie Aslanian. I love that name, Anna Aslanian. That kind of flows, right? I think it's your first time coming on. I appreciate that. See, I want to make sure I recognize people when they come on, right? And then Dawn, this is maybe her second time coming on. I appreciate you coming on as well. In fact, I think I want to say you're in not Walnut Creek, but near Walnut Creek. It's not Walnut Creek. It's right next to Walnut Creek, if I'm not mistaken. Wait a minute. Hold on one second. New comment. Yes. I know that. Hey, did you have to tell me that? I know that. Gosh, come on now. She had to say she was Armenian. I know that's an Armenian last name. Okay. That was funny. I've been in the hospitality industry for the past 20 plus years. Okay. I'm a lifetime listener. Okay, I appreciate that. LOL. Okay. All right, moving forward. Industry news. Okay, so I have a topic today. You know what? It's amazing what 15 hours of flying, well, 30 hours total, right, will get your mind going, right? I mean, I can only watch so many movies, right? I always been, someone have been telling me, you need to watch John Wick. John Wick. Okay, well, I had nothing but time, so I watched all four John Wicks. I think on the way up, or no, on the way back, I watched all four John Wicks, right? And I still had time left over, right? Say they're 2 hours apiece. That's 8 hours. The flight is freaking 15. Okay, so, but anyway. But I did watch those amongst probably at least two other movies, and still had time to go, right? But yeah, that's amazing that you know that much, you know, you're on the plane that long. But anyway, I think that's, I went to China before as well, but China was maybe about 12 hours, I think, from San Francisco to Beijing. I want to say it was about 12 hours, but I mean that was some time, several years ago. So, but anyway, but this was to date the longest trip I've ever been on a plane, right? And that's, you know, it's 11 hours from New York, right? So, and don't throw in a layover in there as well. But anyway, it was definitely worth it. It was definitely worth the trip. So anyway, okay, this is the conversation today. Guess expectations, okay? So like I said, when you fly in 30 hours, you come up with some stuff, okay? And I said, you know what, and I started writing stuff down, like guess expectations, okay? What do I look for when I go to a hotel, right? And I said, I'm sure other people, they think the same thing. They're looking for the same things as well. But the thing of it is not what we're looking for, is the hotel. And it's all simple stuff. It's things that hotels should be doing or providing anyway. But do they? That's the key, right? So let's get into it. And it's like 10 of them. Okay, so I'm gonna try to get through these things because I got other stuff to get to as well. So clean and comfortable accommodations. Okay, and of course, I've had stuff written down, so I'm gonna read that as well. Guests expect clean and well maintained rooms with comfortable beds, fresh linens, and amenities that enhance their comfort, such as quality toiletries, towels, and climate control. You know, climate control is huge, right? I like the hotels that have either like a remote control for the climate control, or it's on an iPad or something like that. I love those hotels, but that's not standard at every hotel. Sometimes you do have to get up and adjust it, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that as long as you're able to adjust it, and it does adjust based on, you know, your command of you know, making that it, you know, to adjust it. But the one thing that stuck out today, in fact, I was mentioning this to my daughter who happens to be here. She went to Ghana with us as well, and you know, it's funny. You got to be young to say this. This is what she told me. She said, "I said, when are you going back?" And she goes, "Well, I took a one-way flight here. I don't have a return flight." I'm like, I have never gone anywhere didn't have a return flight. Does that mean she's not going back? I'm like, and as I was thinking to myself, I said, does that mean she's not going back? You know, I'm sure she is, but you know, when she said that, I'm like, I can't remember. I mean, I was young before too, right? But I don't remember going somewhere and just didn't have a return flight or no plan, you know, when I was going back home. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is her home, but she lives in Texas. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to say. But it was just interesting. So, I mean, but she can stay as long as she wants. Okay, don't get me wrong. But it was just funny when she said that. But anyway, I was having a conversation with her, and she's like, "Do you need a guest for your show?" I was like, "No, I don't." "Why? What are you going to talk about?" She goes, "Well, one thing that I don't like is that when I check in, I have to call the front desk to get more towels. Why do I need to call the front desk? I don't want to contact the front desk at all. Why do I have to call? Why don't they just have the towels in the room?" I said, "That's a good point, because that's happened to me before, right?" So several times. So you would think, I mean, is it a matter of we don't have enough inventory? We don't have enough people to put towels in the rooms? Do we not have, you know, enough people to inspect these rooms and make sure? So if it's a king bed, you know, a room with a king bed, you would think that it can accommodate up to two people. So you should have two sets of towels, meaning a face towel, a hand towel, and a bath towel. Okay, so those are three towels. So you should have 6 of those, right? 6 different towels in that room, or 2 sets, right? There's no excuse for not having it, unless we're changing and we're not giving all these towels anymore. Because I've been in hotels recently that maybe I got a face towel and a bath towel, but no hand towel. And that's fine if we're changing things. But Is that the norm? What's going on? I don't know. So I'm just going, unless I see something in a on their website, I would assume that we're still offering a face, a hand, and a bath towel. Okay, so that's what I'm going with. That's what I expect. And I'm not the only one. Other people expect the same things too. And like my daughter said, I don't need to be calling the front desk to get another set of towels. If you know that there's at least going to be two people in the room, and then if it's a queen, a double queen room, that means you can accommodate up to 4 people. So the towels should already be in there. I shouldn't have to call to get extra towels. Well, do you have extra people in there? No, I have 4 people in here. That's what I have, and that's what I expect, right? So let's just make sure we're doing the minimal. This is minimal stuff, right? But sometimes hotels fall, not just sometimes, more often than not, hotels are falling short and not doing what they're supposed to be doing, or at least putting things that they should be putting in the room. The next one, excellent customer service. What is that, excellent customer service? Guests anticipate friendly, attentive, and efficient customer service from hotel staff. This includes a smooth check-in and check-out process, prompt response to inquiries and requests, and assistance with any issues or concerns that may arise during their stay. That's pretty simple, right? So friendly check-in and check-out, meaning, I don't have to, you see me approaching you and you have welcomed me with your eyes, right? The eyes can speak for you. You don't have to say anything, but you're looking up. You see me approaching you. You're not looking down at the computer like, you got to finish this important thing that, what's more important than the guest? Nothing. Okay, so look up and make sure you're welcoming the guest with your eyes. Those are things to me, that's an easy thing. But sometimes, like I said, we overlook those things. And as managers and things like that, do we monitor what's going on? Do we kind of, hang out like, that whole lobby lizard thing, right? That's what I used to do. I mean, I'm a lobby lizard, right? As a manager, I was a general manager before, director, sales, whatever I always walked through the lobby and kind of like watch what our front desk agents or clerks were doing, right? And how they were handling guests. Were they not looking up? Were they being attentive even before they even walked up? You can see a lot of things. You can see a lot of things that are going on. You can see things that are coming towards you before they even get to you, right? And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be like this, and then someone wants to, and then you get up. Oh, hi, Harry. No, people are coming here to see you, to see the front desk. It's a nervous system of the hotel. We have to be aware of that. So to me, those things are simple things, but sometimes we overlook them. Safety and security. Guests place a high priority on their safety and security, as they should. They expect measures such as secure access to rooms and common areas, well-lit premises, functional locks, and adherence to safety regulations. Clear communication about safety protocols and emergency procedures is also important. I put a lot of emphasis on the functioning locks, okay, because a lot of times we don't check to make sure these locks work. I've been in hotels where you had to push the door in order to make the deadbolt go on. Should that be my responsibility to put all my weight behind this damn thing? No. We need to make sure we're checking to make sure it's easy to secure. We shouldn't have to fight the door to be secure. And what is it with these chains that we still have on the door? The little chains. I've stayed in hotels, some, for the diamond hotels, they still have the little chain. They don't have the arm bar, the arm guard, which is a little stronger. I mean, you can kick any of them in, but the other chain is like some paper clips put together. You know what I mean? I'm like, why are we still using that? Okay, we want to be safety. We want to be safe and secure, right? But it's just as equal. The guest's responsibility to make sure they deadbolt the door behind them as well. Deadbolt and make sure that safety latch is on there as well. Okay, so that's a two-way street. I see Dylan. Welcome, Dylan. Even if you don't jump from the office to the desk, GM should always have a watchful eye and see how guests are being treated. Yeah, hello. I see you there, Dylan. But yeah, they should. I mean, that should. And this is the thing. When it comes to responsibility of a hotel, I think it's up to every manager or supervisor to have a voice in, whatever department. It doesn't matter. If someone's doing something wrong or not doing something at all, I think it's up to the managers or the supervisors to say something about it. Even if they don't say something directly to them, they need to go to their manager and say, hey, I noticed this, I noticed that. But a lot of times we're so, I guess, departmentalized, meaning we're only worried about our department. When I took the oath, when I started in hotels, I took responsibility for the entire hotel. I wasn't even the general manager. I took responsible for the entire hotel because I was a manager, right? And I felt they were paying me the big bucks, right? Which, they pay me the big bucks so that I have responsibility for this entire building. And if that's every department or every employee, then it's every employee. That's okay. I wanted that responsibility. But a lot of times we don't do that. We just, that's my department over here. I'm only worried about that. I don't know what they're doing over there. Did you hear what happened at the front desk? What's going on in the housekeeping? They're crazy in there. There's always something. And that sales department, they promised the whole world and can't deliver a city. We always do that. We're always about our departments. We need to be about the hotel because the guests go everywhere. Okay. We need to be about the hotel. Okay. Hospitality. There should be a hospitality host. Oh, you heard that, huh? Yeah, when I took that hospitality oath, I took on the responsibility for the hotel. So thank you so much. Tasha, Hospitality Hacks Pro. So if you guys don't follow her, make sure, in fact, follow everybody that's on here. But no, thank you so much, Tasha, for your comment. But yeah, safety and security is huge. Make sure, and these things are easily checkable. Okay, we can check these and make sure that these things are taken care of. Reliable and fast Wi-Fi. In today's connected world, guests expect reliable and high-speed Wi-Fi access throughout the hotel premises, including guest rooms, meeting space, and common areas. Seamless communication is crucial for both business and leisure travelers. Can't nobody go anywhere and not be connected. Okay, so I haven't had this issue in a while. So I think this is something that we have taken serious, and we know that people need to be connected, even within, within, the hotel community, the employees or the managers, they need to be connected as well. Right. So yeah, I think we're doing a better job with that. Cause like I said, I go to hotels and I'm using the free Wi-Fi. Right. So I know it works. Right. Because every hotel I go to, I make sure I check it because I'm using the free Wi-Fi. So I thank him for that, but there's some other things we do need to work on. Good quality dining options. Whether it's on-site restaurant, room service, or nearby dining recommendations, guests expect access to quality dining options that cater to different tastes and dietary preferences. I'll come back to that one. This includes well-prepared and flavorful food, prompt service, and a pleasant dining environment. So yeah, so make sure, even if, these days a lot of our hotels we're not operating full-service restaurants, but if we are, we need to make sure that, first of all, we're letting people know that we do have a restaurant. What is that special for the day? When they check in, hey, did you know we're having, steak tartare today for dinner? Oh my God, steak tartare, that's my favorite. They didn't know about that until the front desk person told them, right? So you need to make sure that we are, letting people know what the options are, and maybe even have a copy of the menu there. You know what I mean? Something, maybe a digital form. I don't know. Maybe the QR code is right there at the front desk, and you just beep, just scan the QR code, and you can see what we have. What our dinner options are. You know what I mean? Beep, there you go. Okay, there it's right there, and that's easy to do, right? And then make sure we have options. Like there's people that travel out there that are they call what they called. They're all about the non-meat eats. They're about the vegan, right? They need options too. What do you have for them, right? So it's easy to have some cauliflower wings or something like that, buffalo cauliflower wings. And the thing of it is, which gets me, is that we serve some things anyway, but we don't take that extra step to say, hey, let's do like a little vegan menu, like cauliflower wings, whatever. We're already serving this stuff. And it's okay if you charge whatever you need to charge. That's fine, because people will pay it. I pay whatever it is because that's what I'm gonna eat, right? I don't eat meat. I don't eat eggs. I don't eat dairy. I don't eat any of that stuff. Okay, no, any kind of meat, no chicken, no fish, none of that stuff, right? I have a vegan diet, okay, or a vegan lifestyle, eating lifestyle, whatever. So that's what I'm looking for. So if that's gonna keep me in the hotel, then that's what I'm gonna do. But if you don't have the option, I'm gonna go to that restaurant down the street or around the corner that has it. So they're gonna get my money and not you. And I don't and people don't need a lot. You know what I mean? They need just some options. 3 or 4 options, I mean, it's good. And I'm good to go, right? And you'd be surprised how many just non-vegan people eat the food that you have because it's different. They want to try it out. I've been hearing about these buffalo cauliflower wings. I never had that before. Let me try them. Boom, there you go. You got a customer. And if it's the price point is $15 a piece, well then darn it, there's $15. That's okay. You guys are leaving. A lot of times you're leaving money on the table because you're not thinking. The chef and the cooks are not, or F&B directors aren't thinking outside the box. Okay, if I go to a restaurant here in California, any hotel restaurant in California, and they don't have vegan options, they need to. Oh, I was about to say something. But they need to have someone needs to talk to them. I'll just say that. They need to have a come to Jesus because that doesn't make sense. Okay. And I'm letting off some of the other regions within the United States, but California, LA specifically, you need to have some options. Okay. If you don't have options, vegan options on your menu, there's a problem. Okay. There's a huge problem because there's a huge population of people that don't eat meat. So just make sure, and even if you're referring business to, your customers or your guests to area restaurants, you have options, right? Don't just there's a steakhouse down the street or there's a sushi place. Well, no, this is a place. These are all different places that are in the area. So there you go. Convenient amenities and facilities. Guests appreciate convenient amenities and facilities that enhance their stay. This can include a fitness center, swimming pool, business center, parking facilities, laundry services, and concierge assistance for travel arrangements, restaurant reservations, and local recommendations. So make sure, even if if it's not a big hotel, you can still, the front desk should be well versed in things where they can assist the guests. Make sure these amenities and facilities are convenient to the guests. I mean, that's it. That's pretty self-explanatory. But we need to make sure that we have those things, or we at least address those things if there's, deficiencies or whatever. So, effective communication channels. Guests expect clear and effective communication channels with the hotel staff. This includes responsive customer service via phone, email, or in-person interactions. Additionally, providing information about hotel services, local attractions, transportation options, and any updates or changes is essential. So communication, effective communication. So keep those communication channels open. Effective, within the hotel staff. It's our job to make sure that the interactions between our guests and our employees is there and it's top notch, if you will. You know what I mean? Miss Dawn says, I have to get back to work. Thank you. See you next time. Thank you so much, Don. I appreciate you coming on, even if it's just for a minute. I appreciate you. So thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day. So make sure effective communication channels are open. And all these things that I'm going over, I'm going to put them on my LinkedIn page, hopefully by end of the day. So I'll make sure I post those as well. So you don't have to be writing notes, okay, because I want to make sure you have these, okay. I'm going through a whole series of different conversations I'm going to be having with different topics and all that stuff. So I'll make sure that you guys get copies of that as well. And you can do whatever you want to do with them. Okie dokie. Privacy, privacy and quietness. Guests value privacy. Yes, they do. And a peaceful environment during their stay. Adequate soundproofing, respectful noise policies, and measures to ensure privacy, such as well-insulated rooms, secure locks, and discreet housekeeping services contribute to a positive guest experience. Yeah, if you can do all those things, sometimes we have buildings that maybe don't have adequate soundproofing or whatever. Maybe some of the probably some of the older buildings would have it because they're built differently. Maybe some of the newer buildings don't have that. But yeah, we definitely need to have at a certain time we need to have maybe quiet time, if you will. Definitely not. I remember not remember. I mean, this happens every now and then where sometimes like you get awakened by housekeeping staff. Like they're talking, they're chatting before they start their day, right? And sometimes that that can wake you up, that can disturb you. You know what I mean? So sometimes we got to be even mindful of that, of our own people, not the people next door or people on the floor, but sometimes it's our own people that are making the noise, right? They're talking about things and whatever when they should be quiet as well. So but anyway, I see another comment. Let's see what's the other. Oh no, that was back to work. Let's see. I think that was it. It was Don. Okay. What's the next one? Clean and well maintained common areas. Beyond their individual rooms, guests expect clean and well maintained common areas such as lobbies, hallways, elevators, and public restrooms. These areas should be tidy, visually appealing, and welcoming. Yes, you should not check into a front. You should not walk in the front desk and you see that that mat, the floor mat that has the logo. That should always be clean. Door tracks should always be clean. Elevator tracks. Someone, I think it was maybe it was Dylan or Lonnie Wolf that mentioned something about elevator tracks being clean. People actually look at those things, right? And you'll know a clean one from a dirty one, definitely, because the clean ones stick out like, oh my God, I've never seen it this clean before. Just look at, next time you get on an elevator in a hotel, look at the tracks. When the doors open, look at the tracks, the door tracks on the elevator and see if it's been clean or not. That's the sign. If you see those being clean, you can expect the rest of the hotel to be damn near spotless in the public areas. I mean, that's a sign right there. That's someone that's meticulous in their job, and cleanliness is the one of the things they hold in high regard, right? Anytime you go to a hotel and they have clean elevator tracks, I guarantee you the rest of the hotel is going to be damn near spotless. Guaranteed. So yeah, check that out. Make sure, like I said, we are checking our staff and our areas for that stuff as well. This is one of the fastest routes to stall your elevator, allowing that. There you go. See, spoken like a true GM right there, right? So yeah, so make sure that stuff stays clean. As well as your meeting space, the restrooms that maybe don't get the same use that they do in the lobby, but people still go up there. They still need to be maintained, even if there's no meetings going on, or they need to be locked, I guess, right? So if they're open to the public, they need to be clean. They need to be monitored. Meeting space should always be, if it's not in session, if there's no meeting scheduled, no one's using the meeting space, make sure all those doors are locked. Okay, because people like me go around and check out and see meeting space. I do this all the time. I go to a hotel and I want to see if those doors are unlocked. If they're not unlocked, if they are unlocked, of course I'm gonna go in and take a look at the hotel, the room, right? But hopefully they're locked. I mean, I love when they are locked, but sometimes they're not. Myrna says, heading to a meeting. We'll finish listening to your episode on Spotify. Thank you so much, Myrna. Appreciate it. We'll chat later this week if that's okay. And let's see, what else is that? It value for your money is the last one. And my chair is moving down. I don't know what's going on with my chair today, but excuse me one second as I don't know why it's, and I apologize for the noise, but it was rapidly going down. Value for your money. Guests expect value to pay for the price they pay. This includes a balance between the quality of accommodations, amenities, and services offered and the cost of their stay. Meeting or exceeding guest expectations contributes to their perception of value. So it doesn't matter if it's two diamond, four diamond, five diamond, whatever. We all have expectations of what we're paying, right? Is it worth it? You know what I mean? So make sure that we are getting our money's, or the guest is getting their money's worth. And if that's in the accommodation, the amenities that we're offering. And remember, because a lot of hotels are not offering, they're giving you this, what is it called? Amenity fee, resort fee, urban fee, hotel fee, whatever the heck we're calling it. So if we're offering this stuff, I mean, if we have to pay this, we need to make sure there should be nothing wrong then. If we're paying for things that several years ago we didn't have to pay for, right? We didn't have to pay for the pool, the maintenance of the pool. We didn't have to pay for the Wi-Fi. We didn't have to pay for, maybe the extra towel. I don't know. Are we paying for that now? So if we are assessing these fees, we need to make sure stuff needs to be, really perfect. If we're, assessing another $25, $30, because that's like the average price of average cost of these new fees, is amenity fees or whatever. It's like $25 to $30. Some hotels downtown is $55. And I think and some of them does not include parking. That's an additional cost. So I was looking at something, I can't remember. It was like $65 before we even got to the rate. Like, who's paying this stuff? But they are paying it. So that's bananas. BANANAS. It's bananas. I don't know where that came from, but it just hit me. But anyway, it is bananas though. Okay, so we're done with that. So thank you so much for that. But like I said, I'm gonna make sure that this copy is on LinkedIn for people to look at it as well. 3 things I always talk about: be intentional, make decisions, and take action that are important to you. Be you, be represented, because my representation matters. So it matters that, someone that looks like me does a show like this. I mean, it matters, because it matters for people that are coming in back of me. Because there's somebody out there that's saying, I always want to do a talk show. I always want to do a podcast. But if they see me, they're like, well, shit, if he can do it, I can do it. You know what I mean? So, and that's what you want, right? And I'm always here as a resource to assist people if that's what they want to do. But, doing this is being intentional. It's being intentional about me, is being intentional about the brand, my brand, or it's being intentional about some of the things that I've done in the past and what I can do for people now in the future, right? So it's intentional that I'm doing this, right? So it's not by accident. I actually went out and said, I'm going to start a podcast, okay? And I'm going to talk about hospitality-related things. Be you, me, just breaking out in the song, I can't sing, and I know that. But, just all of a sudden just saying, I got a long way to go in a short time. That's just me. This is me being me, right? That's me being so never stop being you, okay? And it's hard enough to be me, and I don't want to be anyone else, right? And I'm sure other people think the same way. Be represented, because my representation matters. Yeah, like I said, it matters that I do these things, okay? And I continue to do these things. Okay, what do I do? These are some of the things that I do. And I'm the brand who helps your brand. So what does that all mean? There's a myriad of things that I do, but what I do and how I can help. Hospitality personality, of course, you can't do this show and not be a personality. Content creator, sales training for GM, and I do hotel site selection, which means I assist companies and organizations with finding that right hotel for their meeting, for their retreat, for their conference, their convention. 10 rooms or more is considered a group. What I've done is on the low end, 10 rooms per night, and I've done on the high end about 650 on peak nights. So and everything in between. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help. I'm also a resource. I also consult in the hotel space as far as, in fact, like putting things together as far as, teaching salespeople how to, you saw that I teach or train GMs the sales process. Well, I also do that for, it doesn't just have to be GMs. It can be for a whole sales team. Maybe you started a new salesperson and they not really sure about, and you're not really sure about their sales abilities and or what to actually teach them. How to find business. I mean, I don't even know what we do as far as training anymore, but I know what I do, right? So those are things I can assist with. So just ask. Like I said, I'm a resource, so just ask, and I can point you in the right direction, or I can say, oh, I can do that. I can assist you with that. So not a problem. Who's your best brand advocate? Cricket, cricket, cricket. You are your best brand advocate. You're your own cheerleader. You have to be sometimes because when you start, like say me starting this venture of being or whatever, a hospitality talk show host, right? It's lonely, okay? It can be lonely out there. When I first started, it was lonely. I thought, I'm the only one that's doing this. I'm the only one that understands what's going on. No one's listening, no one's, asking me questions, whatever, blah, blah, blah. All those things go through your head. But I find out later that there's other people that go through the same thing. There's other people that have growing pains with doing, starting a brand and making sure people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help, right? Because one thing we always think is that, when we start these things, we post a lot. We think everybody knows what we do. No, they don't. We have to tell people. So you are your best brand advocate. You have to constantly, how get on the elevator, you got an elevator pitch, whatever. Well, we have to constantly do that. You have to constantly tell people who you are, what you do, and how you can help. I mean, that's just it. So you have to toot your own horn. You got to be your biggest cheerleader because no one else is going to do it for you. Okay. You can't rely on everyone else to say, oh, that's Russell. That's Russell of Hotels. He does this, that, and the third. No. You have to be you have to be the one that's tooting your own horn, if you will. Okay. You got to want to make it the loudest noise, right? You can't depend on everyone else to do it. It's great when they do, but we can't rely on that. Okay. So when I say who your biggest advocate is, it has to be you, and you have to continue to fight. So that's why I post things all the time. I use multiple platforms to do it. Because you don't want, one thing I don't want is for people to forget who I am, okay, or what I do, or how I can help them. And the more I'm out there, the more likely people will know. That's my tactic. That's my strategy. That's what I'm going to continue to do. Okay. And so far it's worked. Okay. It's continuing to work, but you always want to make sure, you throw things in there like, okay, if I'm saying I'm Russell of Hotels, well, I got to talk about hotels, right? I have to add things there, like going through this list of guest expectations. You want to make sure that people know that you know what you're talking about, right? Yeah, I have 30 years of experience in hotels. Yeah, I've been a director of sales and marketing. Yes, I've been a sales manager. Yes, I've been a national sales manager. Yes, I've been a hotel general manager. Yes, I started in housekeeping. As a housekeeping manager and front office and did some food and beverage. I've done all those things, but it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to use examples of that experience that I had, right? So me coming up or writing down all this guest expectations, these are things that you deal with that I dealt with as a front office manager or just as a hotel manager, and things that you deal with as a hotel guest. Right. So, now I got two sides right now. I'm in hotels all the time now, different hotels because I do hotel site selection. Right. So I want to make sure that my clients know that I actually go to hotels, and I'm not that I'm rating them or ranking them, but I'm taking mental notes of all these hotels, and I'm taking photographs. I'm creating content for all the hotels that I've been in, because you see those because I post them all the time or I talk about them. Right. So there you go. So you are your best brand advocate. So keep tooting your own horn. What are you doing to keep what do you do to keep your brand relevant? How do you keep your brand relevant? Well, I do it by doing this show. So that's one way of doing it, On Air with Russell of Hotels. I do this every Tuesday at 1:00, right, for an hour. But I also do lives throughout the week. So on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, on Facebook, whatever. I do all these lives, but you always want to make sure you do them on different platforms. And I'll tell you why. But make sure, how do I increase my social media engagement? You got to be consistent, right? Always got to be consistent. You can't do it just one time and think that Oh, they know what I do. They know me. No, they don't know you. Sorry, I hate to tell you. Value. Make sure you're adding value to someone. Making sure guess expectations. Hopefully that added value to someone and someone understands what I was saying and maybe they got something from there. Not just hotel people, but the guest people, the guests as well, right? These things are important to the guests. And 50% of the people that watch the show, that support me on the show or whatever, 50% are hotel people, 50% are actually hotel guests or people that are buyers. Let's say that. They can be group, they can be, people that have stayed in hotels, people that are interested in hotels, people, business people, entrepreneurs, whatever. So it's kind of a fine line. So I'm trying to educate both parties, not just the people that don't work in hotels, the people that do. I mean, the people that do can learn here too, right? Because sometimes things fall through the cracks and we forget, to be consistent and making sure, the rooms are clean, comfortable, and and accommodating, and that all the amenities are there, all the towels are there, all those things that, like I said, that seems real simple. That's like the most basic thing, but I go to a lot of hotels and it's not basic for everybody. Okay. I said it. And then be authentic. Be you. Be your authentic self. So this is how you increase your social media engagement. And okay, now how do you do that? Okay, what tools do you use? I use various platforms. Okay, and this used to be specific. I would say, oh, I use IG Reels, whatever. Okay, let me tell you what happened to me a couple of days ago. Now, Instagram, and this has happened to me before, and this is one my fault. I don't know where they're coming from with this. Well, I got suspended. Okay, so I'm on timeout. I'm on Instagram timeout until the 25th of June. So that's like Sunday. Okay, I don't know. Well, they came up with something saying that I was using a third party to gain more followers. I'm like, what? I have like, I don't know, 1,500 people that follow me on Instagram. Don't you think if I was trying, I would have a lot more than 1,500? You know what I mean? But I don't know where they're coming with that. But they gave me okay. When you do that, so what is prohibiting me from doing? If I do a live, it doesn't store. I don't think it does. I definitely cannot like someone else's comment. If someone posts something on Instagram, I can't like it, and I cannot make comments on it. But I think I'm still able to. I think I was able to do the live, and it still stored it. And then I did a couple of postings today, so I was able to do that. But I cannot like anyone else's postings or whatever. I can't make comments on that. But on stories, I can. It's funny how they're doing this. But anyway, and that's what taught me. And like I said, this is the second time this has happened. That's what taught me to use various platforms. Don't just put all your eggs in one basket, because remember, we don't own YouTube, LinkedIn, IG, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. We don't own those. I mean, we're just using this space because they allow us to, but they can easily take it away from us. So if your brand is important to you and you do a lot of things on social media, which I do, spread out the love, okay? Cross-pollinate. Put things on different platforms. Don't put everything on one platform, because they can easily take it away from you. So that's my that's my advice on that, okay? So moving forward, because we got 6 minutes and I'm trying to get through this, I already said that. I can't keep saying that. Who's hiring? Okay. Who's hiring? Somebody's hiring. A lot of people hiring. Let's see. Let me move that up here. Okay. Ace Hotels. They're looking for a director of rooms. Now, Ace Hotels is downtown LA. Director of rooms they're looking for. Hotel Per LA. They're looking for a general manager. That's in downtown LA as well. And that's managed by Sage Hospitality. La Quinta Hotel at LAX. They're looking for a general manager. They actually pay pretty well. I looked at the thing. I'm like, they pay pretty well over there at La Quinta Hotel downtown. I mean, at the airport. So that's on Century Boulevard. It would be east of the airport. It's east of, like, I don't know, where the Marriott is or the Hilton is east of that. Okay. Let's see what else. Courtyard Marriott, Monterey Park. They're looking for a director of operations, and all these positions are in Greater LA, just in case you didn't know. And then the Crown Plaza in San Pedro, they're looking for a sales manager. There you go. And I'm not talking about non-meat eats today. I'll talk about that later, another time. But once again, this is the Wilid Waterfall in the Volta region of Ghana. Beautiful. Oh my God, just beautiful. Just something else. Just something to see. One of those wonders. You know, like, dang, that is something else. That was worth the 3-hour trip and the 40-minute walk. Okay. It was worth it. So, okay, 3 P's: purpose, passion, perseverance. Purpose, know why you're doing what you do. Okay. I know why I do this, right? I want to be a resource for people. I want to be able to create content for you, for not just for me, but for the Level Hotel, right? So, and now you've seen, now I'm also creating content for Ghana or for the Willie Waterfall, right? You know, when you post things like this, that's content, that's creating content, right? So know why you do what you do. My job, I think, is to promote as many businesses and people within the hospitality space that I can. And that's what I do, right? So there you go. Dylan says, any mosquitoes? That's a good question. That's a good question. No mosquitoes. I mean, I think I got a little minor bite. But, you know, I have, you want to make sure that you lather up with the mosquito repellent. And I can't think of the name of it, but it's probably stronger than most. And then, so we sprayed in the morning. And then I wore these like little wristbands that also have repellent on them. And actually the wristband is supposed to work, as well. But I said, I want to be double protected. So I sprayed the stuff on and rubbed it in and then wore the wristband. So no, I did not get attacked like you would think, right? But there are mosquitoes out there, that is for sure. But no, the repellent worked. So we were good. And in fact, I don't think anyone, any of us got, bitten severely. No, I don't think we did. So maybe 1 or 2, but minor kind of things. But I understand if you don't wear that stuff, that they will attack you like no one's business. Especially when there's water, but this is not still water, right? This is the water is always moving, it's current, and it actually runs off into a river. So on top, it's I guess the ocean and then river and then comes down the waterfall, and it drifts to other rivers throughout Ghana, I believe. So, but yeah, just beautiful. Beautiful. So, okay, purpose, know why you do what you do. Passion, either you have it or you don't. And if you don't have passion for something, what should you do? Try to find something else to do. Okay, that's what you should do. Stop what you're doing and, don't collect your $200 and just say, you know what, I'm out of here. I'm not doing this anymore. So have passion for what you do. Perseverance, be consistent, continue to evolve. Don't give up and swerve when you need to. So I don't pivot, I swerve, okay? On Air with Russell of Hotels, we swerve, we do not pivot, okay? Pivot is like one of those words that everyone in their mama uses, okay? Well, I just had to pivot. Well, no, why don't you swerve, okay? Swerving, you see it in the horizon. It's like a pothole, okay? So it's a pothole in the horizon on the road, and you don't run into it. You see it, and you swerve around it. But a lot of times we go into the pothole, and then when we're in the pothole, then we got to pivot to get the heck out of it. Well, why didn't you just swerve around it? You know what I mean? So normally a pothole doesn't just happen while you're driving, right? It's already happened, and you see it in the horizon, and you want to avoid it, right? So pitfalls are meant to avoid, not get in them, and then that way you have to pivot. No, you swerve around it. So that's the difference. For me, that's the difference between pivoting and swerving, and that's why I don't pivot, I swerve. Okay, so hopefully that made some sense. If somebody's like, really, Russell? Somebody, I guarantee you, who listen to this is like, did you just say that? Guaranteed. Anyway, so, okay, this is the last one because we're almost out of time. But check this out. This is Level Hotel once again. StayingLevel.com. Use that promo code ROH23. You want to stay downtown and get the rate that I would get. Stayinglevel.com, Level Hotel downtown, South Olive. Once again, near the convention center, crypto arena, all the concert places. What is it called? Microsoft Theater is there as well. So yeah, so check those out. Or check that hotel out. Okay, so my last picture, video. This is the market. It's called the Makola Market. This is in Accra. Okay, now there's thousands of people. Now you really can't see when you're down on street level. You can't see the depth of the people, right? So the tour guide said, let's go up on this parking structure, like 5 levels up, and that way you can see how many people are there, the depth of the people. See how far it goes back there? Well, this market is crazy, right? So, and this is what they shop here every single day, right? Um, and they say this is the freshest food or products that you can get. Okay, they don't. A lot of them don't shop in the like. We go to the grocery store. You can get anything on one of these markets, or sometimes even on the street. Like you're driving, you see people selling stuff, right? You can get anything any time of day, damn near in Accra, right? So they have goods, they have food, they have all kind of stuff there at these markets, right? So it was interesting, like I said, eye opening, educational, cultural, historical, adventurous, all those things wrapped into one. But it's all about the experience, right? Check your ego. I always tell people check your American ego at the plane, right? Because don't go in another country thinking, oh, well, our country's better, this and that. Well, this is good for them, okay? Just like our country is good for us, I guess, all right? So don't go, oh, well, this and that, or we don't do this. Well, this is how they get down, okay? This is their vibe, all right? So respect, travel is all about respect, right? It's about respecting or acknowledging people's differences, and that can be in how they look or their culture or how they conduct business or whatever that is. But we need to respect that and just experience it, right? This is me experiencing their culture, just like if they came here, they would have to experience our culture. So, boom, that's it. So, thank you guys so much for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. I only went 1 minute over. Ain't that something? So, you guys have a great day. Thanks again. And remember, I do these lives every day, so I'll talk a little bit more about Accra and Ghana. So, you guys have a great week, and we'll see you soon. Peace.
Thank you for joining On Air with Russell of Hotels. Please tune in every Tuesday at 1 p.m. as we talk to other hospitality professionals. Your feedback is important to Russell. Feel free to email him at russell@russellofhotels.com with any questions or suggestions. Until next time, try not to be a person of success, rather become a person of great value.